Welcome to the Chair's Leadership Chat. I am Tanya Adams, Chair of COMTO's Board of Directors. And as we continue to celebrate Women's History Month, we're elevating the stories of our trailblazers in transportation industry, women who have shattered the glass ceiling and inspired the next generation of transportation leaders. Today, I'm so pleased to introduce you to Chief Gloria Frank of New York, New Jersey Port Authority Police Department. Chief Frank has been with the Port Authority Police Department for over 25 years. And in 2022, she became the first three-star woman chief in the Port Authority's 100-year history. And last year, Chief Frank was honored as one of COMTO's Women Who Moved the Nation award winners. Truly, truly an honor for us. Chief, thank you so much for being here today. We want to inspire others through our remarkable career journeys. But I understand you didn't just set out to be a Port Authority police officer, but you wanted to be a nurse like your mother, which is truly, truly a blessing, and thank her for being a nurse. So I really want to know, tell us about how you started in your career and when did you realize that you wanted to be a police officer?
Good morning, everyone. First, I want to say thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here and I'm excited to share my story. I'll try to be brief. Now, there was a series of life experiences, I would say, that led up to that. But I was an undergraduate at Hunter College and I took an elective. And that class was deviant behavior. And in that class, you learn about actions and behaviors that violates widely accepted social norms. You learn about expectations and laws and society and who's more prevalent to commit crimes and different types of crimes. And in the textbook that we used in that class, they had pictures of individuals, an array of photos, and I thought that class was very um, interesting. Fast forward, I took additional classes in sociology. I subsequently graduated with a bachelor's degree in sociology. And while I was going through that, letting my parents know that I have changed my major and, oh, this is so interested. And, obviously they look at me like I'm nuts, but that's okay. Um, I was focused and I knew what I wanted to do. When I graduated from Hunter College, I subsequently took a job at the probation department. I was a probation officer and I worked in investigations for 4 years. I then had an opportunity to join the Port Authority Police Department. Again, my family thought I was nuts. At the same time, prior to me applying to the Port Authority Police Department, I decided to get, and that I'm not sure if you guys picked up on, but I also I was a student at Long Island University because I wanted to be a pharmacist. Because again, steadfast into you have to get something in the medical field, and whether it's a nurse, a doctor, and like, wait a minute, these classes are so difficult. But I tried my best. So then, when this opportunity came to join the Port Authority Police Department, I applied and I was accepted. And looking at now I have to go into the police academy and looking at all the things that you have to do, the running, the physical component of it. And at that time, I was well in shape, and I love a challenge. And I said to myself, you know what, I can do this. I want to help people. I know you can help people, yes, as a nurse, as a social worker, but as a police officer, I learned that you can also help people. And so that's what drove me, steer me into law enforcement because of that one class of deviant behavior that I took as an undergrad. And the rest is history.
It's so interesting how you can find that one thing that helps you find your calling. So I'm glad you went down those paths to get there because you're remarkable. Look what you're doing. You've made
Thank you.
history when you were promoted to a three-star chief in 2022.
Thank
So
you.
you did the right thing to get to where you needed to know.
Yeah.
But we know it was a long road to get there.
It was, and I'm sorry, but just to add, I knew I can excel. Like I knew, like I didn't want to be just a police officer. I mean, I'm, just in the neighborhood or reading books or just listening to the news or watching folks television. I knew that I wanted to be someone of a decision maker when it comes to policing. So I knew I did not just want to be a police officer, but I want to be in charge of something. I wanted to excel. And I remember my dad saying, well, if you chose to be a police officer, guess what? You better be the one in charge. I was like, yes, daddy, of course, I'm going to be the one in charge. So, I did get, the support from my family. In the beginning, they thought I was crazy, but then when they saw that, she believed in what she believed in and she's not going to stop, they were like, okay, we're here to support you. Just wanted to add that.
No, I love that. And that's what you're doing for other young women out there. You're giving us support and you're showing us what you can do if you follow your path. And you may pivot a little bit, but you will get to where you want to be. So yes. Can you share how you've overcome some of the challenges along the way? Because we know we all have challenges. And how does it feel now? Again, the first in the department's history. That is wonderful. And that's why you're one of our women who move the nation and you're here with us today.
Thank you. And like I said, as we know, law enforcement is a very challenging field. And every day is a challenge because you're tasked with public safety, right? So you have to be resilient. I would say requires resilience, a lot of strategic thinking along the way. You have to be committed because you have to ensure the safety and security of hundreds and thousands of people and vehicles that are traversing the Port Authority facility every single day. So I would say or one of the ways that I've overcome some of the daily challenges is, having strong leadership and collaboration. You also, I have to build strong relationship with the community, with our law enforcement partners, with community stakeholders. I have to ensure that we have a coordinated response to safety and security. Again, not just once in a while, but every single day. So I would say is having those strong leadership and being able to pivot, being able to make decisions. Sometimes may not be the right decisions, but you learn from your mistakes. So it's a daily challenge, in law enforcement. It's a daily challenge, especially when you're tasked with securing Port Authority infrastructures. We are rail, land, sea, air. We're tasked with providing safety and security for millions and millions of people each year. And like I says, every day it's challenging, but it's great work with great collaboration. That's how you go in when you start your day, when you end your day, and even when you're off. You constantly have to think security.
I like the fact that you said you have to pivot every day and you take on those challenges
Yes.
because every day is different in every group of people. But especially, I like that part about community engagement, making sure we're connecting with the communities that we're serving. And they are a part of all of this. I think is essential. So, again,
Absolutely.
that's why it makes you, who you are. That's 3 stars. So, yes. So, you are COMTO's Woman Who Moved the Nation honoree. What does that distinction mean to you?
Ah, ah, so humbled. It was such an inspiring moment. And again, I thank you all so much for recognizing me, being part of such of an esteemed group of women. I felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders because, all that you're doing every single day, you take things for granted. And it was kind of like an aha moment, like, wow, I was sitting up in that dais, sitting up in that stage, and I was so proud. And I know my family is so proud of me. So I want to extend my gratitude. Again, being recognized, it's a testament to my leadership and the hard work, and the impact that I've made, not just in the community, but also in my department. Being the first woman, no pressure, um,
Really?
but it put me in a position to ensure that I stay visible, to ensure that I mentor those that are coming up within the ranks. It put I want to say, a deliberate task on me to ensure that although I was the first, I will not be the last, and that I will continue to mentor those young women that are coming after me to make sure that, hey, you too can excel in law enforcement. As we know, law enforcement is a male dominated field. So my job, not just now, not just then, but always, is to ensure that women have equal footing, that I mentor those young women to let them know that there is a place for them at the top.
It's so interesting that your last part was feeding into my next question, like you were already reading my mind. But
Yeah.
I do want to say that for Women Who Move the Nation, every time I go to that breakfast, I feel inspired because of women like you and the things that you're doing, going above and beyond your job. So it is truly, truly COMTO's honor to honor you. So
Yeah.
you were touching on the part of mentorship. How do we work to inspire that next generation of women in transportation industry? How do they know about these opportunities? How do we get them engaged?
Yeah. I mean, let me start by saying, since and some of it I did prior to, but since 2022, when I was promoted to this rank, I am scheduled on my schedule. I know that's coming. I have met with every recruit class since 2022. I believe we had about three classes. I'm on schedule every year. This is sometimes two, three times a year. I am there to instruct. I'm an instructor for every supervisor development class. I am on schedule every year. We have the youth academy. Again, I go in and instruct. I go in and present on not just Port Authority of New York and New Jersey women, police women, but I also talk about women in general in law enforcement. I am on schedule every year. We also have the Citizens Academy. I go again and I instruct, discuss with the women about, again, not just PAPD women, but also women in law enforcement. I enjoy sharing my experiences. I enjoy sharing my path. And when young women see me out there, as a role model, I've inspired some of them. They've shared their stories with me, and we've had. Let me also add that I also go out in the community. We do an array of community outreach, and we've had a number of young women that signed up with the Port Authority Recruit.com to ensure that when the next police test, is announced, that they're applying. So it's a lot we're doing, a lot I'm doing in the community. And I'm so excited. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy talking to the young women, and also I enjoy meeting not just the young women, but the middle-aged women, the women with kids, who ask me questions about my career path. How's it been a woman in law enforcement? They ask a lot of questions, and they are direct, And you just have to be transparent and let them know, listen, it's a field that not everyone can do, but if you put your mind to it, if you know exactly what you want, if you're up for that challenge, you too can join the police force.
Can I
Yeah,
sneak one more question in? Because you talked about all these things that you're doing. I don't
yes.
know how you get it all done. But what do you do for yourself?
So, I am known around my office. I laugh. I love to laugh. I laugh at my own jokes. In between working, I get calls from my family or I call them. I love to travel because, I am from the Caribbean, the small island of Grenada. My family travels a lot, but constantly on the go. Spending time with my daughter is the joy of my life. I often say to folks, they're like, "Oh my God, you're always so excited and happy. Like, what are you doing?" I'll come and, hey, I went here with my daughter. We did this and with that. She was in Taekwondo and she had swimming and, when I skated. So I indulge myself into family. I have family support, 100%. I indulge myself in just watching my daughter grow. I indulge myself in her activities, just seeing how excited she is, and saying to myself, you know, I did that. Well, I'm responsible for that. Whenever I get a chance, which is 3-4 times a year, I'm traveling. I'm off to Europe somewhere. I'm off to the Caribbean a lot. That's what I'm doing. I'm off to Disney next month, which is the, a third time in a row. So I am constantly on the go. I do not stay home and sit around and says, hey, me, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? I am very adventurous to a limit. So I would say I keep myself happy, keep myself grounded in family values, spending time with family, also spending time with my friends.
Thank you. So, Chief, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today. The incredible journey and how you persisted through challenges with such grace, skill, and commitment to
Thank you.
excellence. I'm inspired, and I'm sure those watching are inspired too. So, thank you. And thank you all for watching today's Chairs Leadership Chat. Stay tuned on COMTO's social media pages to learn about the next chat. And just as Chief Frank was honored by COMTO in 2024, another 10 remarkable leaders will receive their flowers this year. The Celebrating Women's Who Move the Nation's Award breakfast is May 21st in Washington, D.C. Trust me, trust me, you don't want to miss this inspiring event. You can get your tickets at comto.org. And happy Women's History Month. It's also 365 days a year. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.